Let us behold the cross. What do we see? Our demand for blood, our thirst for violence, our instrument of death. Jesus' refusal to retaliate. No call for vengeance, which is what we would expect or what we might tend to do, but an offer of forgiveness. Our own sinfulness, our desires for what we want and not what we need, our failure to recognize that we are beloved and so is everyone we encounter, our violence, our separation, our wars, our walls, our hoarding instead of sharing, our concern for ourselves and belief in our deservedness while wagging our finger at others and believing in their undeservedness. Our sin nails Christ to the cross. And there we see Jesus, arms open, forgiveness offered, no condemnation. We would even today call it a show of weakness, a lack of power. We would still look and see someone not making a show of force and instead offering up utter vulnerability, weak, not fighting, refusing to save himself. The strongest ones with the most weapons always win. But today we draw near the cross. We do not turn quickly away from the pain and suffering of Jesus. We do not look quickly from his hurt. We enter into the pain, we mourn death, and we grieve that Christ died. And as we gaze upon the cross, we come to see that even in death, Jesus shows another way of life. Even in betrayal, forgiveness is possible. Even while receiving physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual violence, there is no call for violent retribution. And by that revelation, the whole of humanity wrapped up in divinity, showing us the way, we come to see more than that. We come to know there is no place we can go. There is no pain too severe. There is no depression too immobilizing. No pit too deep. No pandemic years of isolation. No physical distancing. No doubt not experienced. No hundreds of thousands of lives lost. No unrelenting violence toward people. No heartache or heart attack. No radiation or chemotherapy, no ICU or surgery waiting room, no suffering that Christ has not suffered and that Christ does not suffer with us and for us. Brokenness healed by experiencing brokenness. Death destroyed by dying. Faith that includes doubts and questions and uncertainty. Love from which there is no hiding and no separation. For the instrument of capital murder becomes the life-giving cross on which was hung the Savior of the whole world in God's paradoxical, mysterious way of foolishness wiser than wisdom and weakness stronger than any might. And so even still we behold the cross and we see Jesus, arms open, forgiveness offered, no condemnation. Christ takes in all of our sin and hate and gives only love and life for the sake of the world God so loves, even as we reject it. Because the worst thing is not the last thing. Death and resurrection is next.